Right, I think we're live. So hopefully the mics, everything all good. I'm going to be working on this Marvel team up sketch cover that I got the other day. I've got a bunch more coming in, but just wanted to get straight onto this. And then I thought, well, let's try this streaming thing. Hopefully it saves it so people can watch the rewatch, because that's the main reason the main way I watch streams now. But yeah, so we're gonna ink this. I've got all the pens and everything here, and then I might add some color just to kind of separate the red from everything else, and then the blue and yellow on Invincible. Yeah, let's get straight into it. I got a list of kind of like comic things and stuff that I was gonna chat about, so we will should be better now. I just changed the mic. If I can turn this one off. It's got two microphone things on here. Oh, we're just gonna roll with it. We'll roll with it. Camera set up. Let's just get inking. We'll start with the head up here. So I've never read Invincible, and I've never watched a TV show, and I've done a bunch of Invincible covers and Battle Beast stuff. I've read Battle Beast, I really like that one, and I really like the artwork. And the artwork is by Ryan Otley, who is like the main Invincible artist. I know it didn't start with him, and I've only seen like the first few pages and didn't really like the art style, but I really like Ryan Otley's work, so it's on my list, but it's just so long. I still got X-Men, Chris Claremont stuff to finish because I want to read that like physically, and I got a book that has all the other issues that I am missing, like single issues, so I can finish reading that. So yeah, maybe this year's the year I read Invincible. I don't like the animation style in the TV show though, so it's I'll probably give that a miss. But yeah, I use the fine liner pens for everything just because I find more control. It does take me a bit longer than if I was using a brush. I did start using a dip pen and ink for the cross-hatching stuff. I've just kind of ran out of ink and nibs, so I'm eventually going to get some more, but for now I'm going back to how I used to do it at the start, which is just fine liner and cross-hatching with a fine liner. But we'll get there. And with the sketch covers, they're not as big, so the areas aren't like take too long to fill in, which is good. I don't know how long this will take for me to do. I would say hour and a half, maybe, or hour. So if you're watching the rewatch, you can just go and skip along when you want to see the more interesting bits of the drawing, I guess. Yeah. But the let's go over the first thing I want to talk about, like comic-wise, and that is DCKO. So that has just finished. It was my first DC main like comic event. I always loved Batman, but all the other characters in DC I've never really been into. Just it was kind of like Marvel was the cool one as a kid because of all the Marvel movies. Like I grew up and like watching the Spiderman, the Tobey Maguire ones. I went to see Iron Man as a kid in the cinema. That was like the first Marvel thing I'd seen in the cinema, I think. One that the earliest one I can remember, and I thought the film was so boring as a kid. So I was like, there's not much really happens, or that I could remember as a kid. So yeah, DC just never really got into it, and then I watched the Superman film last year, and that made me really like Superman and kind of want to know the characters a bit more. And then started reading Superman, and I think it was like 3 months or like just 3 issues of reading the new Superman ongoing. It started this DCKO. So read the first issue and was like, "What? This is sick!" It's just like a big brawl, big contest. Kind of like the Marvel contest champions, like back in the day. So started reading that, really enjoyed it. Was like looking for the next issue, trying to think of who was going to win. And then all the tie-ins as well, for me, I thought was really good. It was a good way for me to get to know like the different characters, like Titans. I did watch the Teen Titans cartoon is good, so I knew a bit about them. Yeah, just really liked it. And then this final issue, every issue was kind of, you couldn't predict it, even when you tried to predict it, which I thought was really good. Characters kind of coming back. You had the Night Fight tie-ins that kind of told you and showed you like Batman could probably come back. Everyone was kind of expecting him to come back and win. Having Lex Luthor be like the finalist as well was really interesting. But then Superman comes back. I know it's a spoiler, but Superman came back. But he turned to like a god, and as soon as it started talking more of like the like galactic stuff, the cosmic stuff, it kind of lost me. I thought the fight in that was good, but when it's saying like he created a world and the world was inside of him and stuff, it really lost me. So I feel like it didn't end that good. You had, and obviously because it's in the ongoing universe, they can't just be, and this person won. So it's going to lead into something else, which I will definitely check out. I'm not getting physicals anymore, just for space and money, so I read everything online now. So I'm definitely give it a read, but I thought it didn't end as I thought it would, which was a little annoying. Not like I wanted to predict it, but I just kind of just want a story to have an end for once in like Marvel and DC stuff. So I like all the mini-series things that go on, because at least then there's like an end to it, and the story is just kind of by itself. It doesn't need you to read 30 issues of something before and like 6 other things just to know what certain characters are, why a superhero is doing a certain thing. So that's why I like the miniseries stuff. But yeah, like the tie-ins were really good and everything like that. So I just I think the ending wasn't too good.
But one like Marvel ongoing that I'm really enjoying at the minute is the Hulk series. I know people kind of don't understand me fully with the accent when I say Hulk, but the big green guy, him. That one I really like because it's more like folklore stuff. It's got more horror related bits to it. The artwork's amazing, even when they have in the fillers. And the only reason I really picked that one up is because Danny Earls did a few issues, and I really like his covers. So I wanted to see his interior work, and he'd done 3 issues of the first series. So I kind of went, well, if I read just his issues, I'm going to be a bit lost of what's going on. So let me just read all the others. And after that, opened up that first page, I was like, yes, okay, this is a bit more that I like, a bit more gothic in a way. Really cool story. And then it's now gone into Infernal Hulk, I think it's called now. That one's good. I haven't read the recent issue. Like, I'm still really enjoying it. I just haven't got round to reading that one yet. So I'm tempted just to kind of wait it out and then get it on trade, so I have a physical copy of it, because I feel like it's going to be one that I'm going to want to go back and read. And that's kind of how I'm looking at buying comics now, is reading them online. If I'm really enjoying it, or I know I'm definitely going to want to reread it, I will grab the trade instead of the single issues. And then when it comes to single issue hunting, I'm wanting the vintage gold, like, not, I would love Golden Age, but they're a bit expensive, but like Bronze Age, Silver Age, more horror stuff. I do want to carry on collecting my X-Men, Uncanny X-Men Chris Claremont run, and with that one I'll probably go, like, eventually go down to like number 1, but like the main one is the Chris Claremont run, and then like just like the horror stuff, really like that, Bernie Wrightson covers, Bernie Wrightson stuff. That's kind of what I want to start collecting as physical, because I had so many boxes of modern comics and I just wasn't going back, and I was going to like comic shops and getting like a bunch in the 50p boxes and the sale bins, just because you want to have a big collection. You want, oh, this cover's cool, and then you read the story or the artwork inside, nothing like the cover. I had like nearly 1,000 issues, and now I've got just over 200. Managed to get a few gone quick. I need to put some more stuff on eBay, to be fair. I like Spiderman. I want to get old Spiderman. Things that the covers are going to be really cool and has a bit more story and character to the issues than a modern story, when the modern stories are written more for trades now, so might as well just get it all collected. But to be fair, I'm filling up this one quite quick. We've already been going for like 13 minutes, so it shouldn't take too long, I don't think. The reason I kind of did all the line work for it first is just because that takes time and it's kind of boring to watch fully. If I went and did the whole thing, and I don't think anyone's going to watch a video that's like 2 hours long on my first like proper stream. I really hope this saves, because if not, then I'm going to have to find a different way to do it, because I don't have a computer. So I have an iPad and iPhone, so I found an app on my iPad called Cameo or Camo, so I can set my phone as a external monitor for the iPad, and then I can see what the camera's like, and there should be an option for a chat, which it's up, but I don't think there's anyone viewing. I can't see like who's viewing it or anything like that, but it's fine. It's the first one, seeing how it all works, and then eventually I do want to maybe start doing like a live stream a week, maybe on like a Sunday or something like that, and just work on either a commission or a sketch cover for the website, and just chat what I've been reading, what I've been watching, any news and stuff as well. Another one I've been reading as well is the new Batman run, and I really enjoyed the first like few, and I'm like enjoying it now, but I feel like the hype in my mind has kind of gone, and I think like this recent issue with Joker was a little kind of strange. I read a little bit of the Batman run before the new Hush bit, which I don't know why that one's taken so long to come out, and that one I am getting in physical. But I don't know why Joker is in this like cage, just and like trapped, and he looks so different. He looks more like Brainiac in Absolute Superman. So it kind of, because it was like teasing, oh, Joker's coming, and I was excited for that, and then it was a bit different. That's all. So I don't know if he has gone into this from another series, as in like the previous run. So I should probably try and like Google it. And if anyone else knows why and wants to leave a comment, kind of show me, because I would want to read why he's like that, because I think it's cool, but it also kind of loses the whole Joker thing, I think. But I'm intrigued to see where they take it, and if the next issue, because it was meant to be kind of here like villain of the day kind of comic at the start, and I don't know if it's going into more a ongoing like story now, or if it's still one villain per issue. So we'll find out. Maybe it's just introducing where all these villains are, what they look like now, and it is a completely new story. But the artwork's really, really good, so it keeps you reading it. Maybe with these I should have done these last, because sometimes it's a little confusing. I know when I get to the hand it's going to be a bit confusing on which bits are solid black and which bits are the web. This one I'm using a 0.3 on this one, so it fills it up a bit quicker. And then for the lining I used a 0.1, and then for the cross hatching I normally use a 0.05 and 0.03, but the 0.03 nib just gets kind of damaged quite quickly with the cross hatching. And depending on the cover material as well, sometimes the smaller nibs kind of come off grey, because they're so thin. Like this cover's not that bad. You can see more of cross hatching, so it does absorb it a little bit more. I have worked on some that were, I think, like the image, the Spawn cover ones. Those ones just, you can see every pen scribble line, and they all go slightly grey, which is really annoying. Because I don't like using brush, I just don't have the control. And I know if I used a brush it would look a lot better, but maybe eventually I'll get to that point. But for now, it's just annoying, but it is what it is. But this one's not that bad. And this cover is not a commission, so this is going to be up on the site. My site is lostboy-comics.com, but yeah, you can go on there. It'll be on there eventually, maybe today, hopefully. Just gotta see how long this takes. I've got a few other things to go post office. Need to ship out some sketch covers, some other work. I just thought I'd come on here, test this out, see how it is, see if this app's any good, and also just get used to just chatting to kind of nobody, but knowing that it's gonna hopefully save and someone can go and watch it later. So there's some chatting going on as well. What have I got next on my list? Hex. So I started reading like actual books this year. I didn't read any last year. I kind of got a rep that I'd only read things with pictures, so I wanted to kind of change that. And my wife has, when we went on holiday, I think it was Berlin or Amsterdam, could even be France, I can't remember. It was on holiday somewhere, and they had like an English bookstore, and we always go into the bookstores, even though I don't really read books. I still find them really interesting, see what I can find, and then they normally have some like comic stuff. So, and we found this book called Hex, and I just picked it up because the cover seemed really cool, very like horror movie looking. Like it's like I think it's got like a forest in it on it, that's all like misty, and then just the name Hex seems really cool. And then at the top it had a quote from Stephen King kind of reviewing it, so we just thought, we'll give it a try. She read it, absolutely loved it, and was just like raving about it. So then I tried out audiobooks, and I got it on an audiobook, and I just didn't like how the audiobooks kind of were. And then I'd got so far in, I wanted to know how it ended, so I just picked up the book, just started reading, and within a couple of weeks I got it finished, and I think it's one of the best books I've ever read. It's like a witchy story, but set modern day, and this town's haunted by this witch, and they have to like watch her all the time, so they have like surveillance for her, an app that follows where she is. They can't leave the town for so long. No one on the outside can know about the witch, so they've been living for years like this. It's just kind of normal, and then obviously a new family come in to the town. They don't know about it. They find out about it, and then all the kids that grow up there, like they're trying to want to have normal lives outside of the town, but they're kind of stuck. So they just kind of go against it, push against it, and all shit just hits the fan, really. It was a really good read, fast paced, so it was good for me for my first book to kind of get get back into reading. I don't want to say get used, but get back into it. And then after that, I was like hooked, and I just wanted to read so many books. And I read a X-Files one, which that one was, it was alright. It just, the guy didn't know how to end the book, and it's been this massive build-up for the reveal of this crime, this murders. And the main Muller is, I think it's is it Muller or Mulder? I can't remember. The guy in X-Files, he is literally about to punch this guy that you think is the right guy. That chapter then ends as he's about to punch him, and then the next chapter is just them leaving the town, and you're like, I guess it was him. There was no explanation of like this supernatural thing of how or what it was. It was like this tornado that these people apparently like could control. So I was really enjoying it for ages, and then it was just that last paragraph, the last chapter was just not very good. And there was bits where the characters seemed to have left the room, and then all of a sudden they're back in that room talking to someone, but there's no explanation of like if they did they not leave the room, are they outside the whole building altogether, are they walking to, like on one bit it was written that this lady was walking to the car, and then it goes, she replies to someone who's in the kitchen, and she's now in the kitchen, but she was walking to the car to leave. Yeah, it was a bit strange. And I read Invisible Man. I really liked that one. It was a smaller book, but it took a bit longer than my other ones to read, just because of the way, like the language, because it was written way back in the day. But I really liked that story, the way it was like laid out. And I've got War of the Worlds now to read as well. And he did two others that are in like the back of my Invisible Man book, which sound really interesting, so I'm going to give them a read. I'm going to give a Stephen King one, The Long Walk, a read, so we can watch the movie. So I've been kind of hitting the books, which I never really thought I would be doing, to be fair. But yeah, really enjoying it. And there's a bunch on my list that I want to read. Now I've kind of got the bug. A lot of Star Wars ones, but I can't seem to find them, and when they're full price, they're really expensive. So I'm just going to keep looking and see what I can find on eBay in the future. But we're getting this one filled in. You can see more of the shadows now, and like the Spiderman and stuff. So I think maybe another 15 minutes we'll probably get the blacks done, and then we'll do the colours. I might have to flick into the book just to make sure what colours are Invincible, because if I do that wrong, I know all the Invincible fans will love it. I've been reading the Civil War comics. It's just the main story because I know there was a bunch of spin-offs. But I watched the film and I think it's one of the best Marvel MCU films that there is. And I've known about it. I've read like certain bits, but I've never sat and just read the whole story. And my partner had it on the shelf, so I've picked that up and I'm really enjoying that. Because I have the first issue signed by the artist, which is really cool. So I feel like I should probably know what the story's about fully, because I know it's different to the MCU films, but I really enjoy it. I think it's kind of better than the MCU films, and how they all change. I think I'm on to issue 5. I think there's 7 issues. I'm on issue 5. But going from reading books to reading like a comic trade, you read them so quick, to be fair. I've also went to charity shops yesterday, just on my little travels, and got Ultimate Spiderman, but the first, the Bendis run, not the new one. That was book 1, so I'm super excited to get into that one. It's been one on my list to read. I always hear it's one of the best Spider-Man things, so I'm going to give that one a read, and that was £1.50, which I was like, yeah, definitely taking that one. And then there was also Jeff Johns' Justice League, book 1 with artwork by Jim Lee. So straight away I was like, yep, grabbing that one as well. That one's £1.99. There was Wolverine Origins and the Hawkeye one that kind of influenced the show, which I was tempted for, but I might go back and grab them. But out of the 4, the 2 I picked up were the ones I really wanted to grab. Because I'm really liking all the Geiger, like the Ghost Machine stuff, and that's all by Jeff Johns. So I want to read a lot more by him. And with Jim Lee art, you can't really go wrong. So they are on my pile to read. I've got some 2000 AD stuff to read, so I can finally put them single issues away in the box. And a few more trades. Started reading Batman, the New 52 run, the Greg Capullo one, and Scott Snyder. On to the start of Death of a Family, or Death in the Family storyline. Really, absolutely love that run. So far, and I have that one physically, so I'm gonna stop reading that one online, read the hardback that I have of it, and then go and read the rest online. But I normally read them before bed, so I actually go to sleep. Nearly. We're getting there. Because I never really time myself when I do sketch covers and that. I just kind of go, oh, okay, take. I say sometimes I can get a couple done a day, sometimes at one. It really depends on how detailed it is and how I'm feeling. Yeah, not yesterday because I was busy, but I think the day before, Friday. I got 2 commissions done in the art books, and a sketch cover. So I was really on a roll then. And those art books have been sent out, so now I only have I think 7 or 8 more to do. One is about half done, and then just got all the other ones. So hopefully mid next week that Kickstarter and everything will be fully out, sent out, which is good, and then I can start my final issue of Hellbound, which I have written up. I've just got to start the artwork, but I didn't want to take too much on with normal commissions, the other Kickstarter, and then take on a comic series. It's not a comic issue, so this one's going to be a thicker issue than the other ones. But I want to try and get it done, or at least most of it done, before end of May for Inkblot in Nottingham. Because now I can say that I will be tabling there. It'll be my first con tabling at a convention with artwork, which is going to be crazy for me. I know it's a little smaller one, but I've known people that have been there before, like as a tabler, and gone to the shows. So I've heard it's really good. And the person running it's really, really nice, really helpful. So I'm excited for that. I want to try and maybe get a, if anything, Ashcan done for the final issue. Kind of build hype for it, get people signing up and pre-saving the Kickstarter when that eventually goes up. So kind of help with the launch of that. And then I have another project that I'm slowly working on that I want to release around Halloween if everything works out. And that one's going to be a bit different to what I've normally done. Still artwork, but something a bit different than other stuff I've released. Maybe I just work on this bit more. Maybe you can see it a bit better if I work on this side. What else do I have on my little list to chat about? So I'm just not silent as I draw. We have Priest, the movie, and we watched this on Sunday, I think it was. That was such a good movie. I feel like it needs to be a TV show. I feel like Prime would do a great adaptation and put some money behind it and build that world. So it's like dystopian priest vampire hunters. Like such a weird idea, but it worked so well. It looked really cool. The whole dystopian priests. So it was really, really good. We kind of put it on expecting it to be really shit and just be one of them it's that crap it's good movies, and it started and then was like, oh, it's the guy that plays Vision. He's like the main guy, and then there was other people in there where we was going like, he's in something else, he's in something else. The guy from The Boys, the English guy with the badass guy. He's in it. It was just really good. It's based on a manga, which I found out because I was like, this concept is so out there and crazy. This has to be a comic. and it turns out it was a manga, a Korean manga. There's 16 volumes, I think they call them, basically like paperbacks. And then they adapted it for comics eventually. I don't know if there's like how long the run is, but the first issue has the movie character on the cover. But I'm definitely wanting to read them now. It was so cool. It's one of them where we was watching it and you can kind of tell that the movie's coming to near an end, and you're just like, I don't want it to end. I want it to build on this whole world. Like, the cities don't have a sun, but you need the sun to get rid of the vampires. The vampires are kind of run the world. People get changed. It was really cool. And then the priests are basically told, we're told the war is over, and then one of them goes back into the war basically, and now he's being hunted by other priests, and he's hunting vampires that are also hunting him. It was really cool. It was really surprises. It's definitely one I want to get on physical and DVD to have to watch whenever. It was really good, because you know what streaming's like, they just get rid of everything. So annoying. Like, we started watching Rush Hour. Second we watched Rush Hour 1, all the other 2 and 3 just went leaving soon. So now it's I feel like I have to watch them all now before they go. And another show that caught me off guard was Wonder Man on the Marvel one. That show was crazy. Like, it seems like it's shot by A24, so it's like super aesthetic, which is really nice. The acting was absolutely amazing. The guy who plays Wonder Man, or the guy who wants to be Wonder Man in the show, he has been in The Get Down, so I kind of recognise him from there, but I didn't realise how good of an actor he is. And it kind of makes you think that when or if he finally gets put into like MCU fully with all the other actors and like movie stars, I think he's going to out-act them and outperform them. And he's going to be more of probably a B character, which is crazy. It's also funny to think that if this is also set in MCU world, then the guy that's kind of helping him, or like the other main character, he is from Iron Man 3, is it? Where he's the actor that plays the terrorist, and he's known as the actor that plays the terrorist. So therefore it's still in the MCU. So that means that the scene where, and I think it's in the first issue, and he's doing he's on set for a TV show, and there's the girl from Twilight, and goes like, oh, I really liked you on Twilight. So that means Twilight is technically MCU, in the MCU universe, which I find really funny. And that means that if there's Twilight in there, then MCR has to be part of it, and the whole downfall of Ellen is MCU canon as well. The thing we're working on, like a flat surface, is it starts to really hurt your back. I've looked at getting I have one of the like easel things. I just can't work on them. I think this desk is just not big enough. So eventually I will get one, and it shouldn't hurt my back as much. I'm probably going to use, so have 0.5. Oh, thanks, Chonk Comics. Yeah, I just kind of picked a random time to go live just to do like a test. So we have this Invincible Spiderman cover that I'm working on for the website, so it will be available once it's all done. But it's more of a test. Let me know if the mic sounds alright, because I plugged it into my phone, which is recording, which I probably should have plugged it into the iPad, because I think it's taking audio from the iPad and the mic. So let me know if it sounds a bit weird, because I have been chatting for nearly 50 minutes now. Might as well talk about my process of doing the sketch covers. So I don't draw directly onto the cover straight away, because it kind of scares me, and they're so small as well. So what I do is I mess about on the iPad, kind of getting the concept down, and then I will sketch it on the iPad. Then I go and ink it, and because I do heavy blacks, I ink it all on the iPad to make sure that it still looks and reads well. Because if I go wrong and just fill it all in with pen, then I can't really go back. And then I print it to the size, so I measure the area that's available for me to draw on the cover, and then I print it to that size. Use like a graphite pencil. I use these pencils and just scribble on the back, and then tape it down. Use like a biro, go over all the important parts, take it off, and then go and add in like the detail bits and line it, and then just fill it in. So it kind of, sometimes it can take a while, but I tend to draw them all in the evening when I'm chilling, not sat really at the desk, just watching something, chilling, drawing. And then in the morning, that's when I will print everything and then really crack on. So, and it means that don't get too much like messy lines on the actual cover. Makes, for me personally, it makes it look a bit more like it's a factory done cover, a little bit more professional. I know people do like the blue line or like the construction lines in it, and I love seeing work with that, but I think mine will just get too messy. Eventually, maybe as we get going, as I get more practice in anatomy and shapes, shape like language and all that, just I'm drawing nearly every day now, so it will get there, and then I can do some more like this where it's more finalized drawings, and then some that are more sketch covers to kind of speed up the process, and it'll kind of give people maybe a cheaper alternative if they didn't want to spend the full money to get like a fully done one, or just want, or like at cons do a actual just sketch cover where it still wouldn't be too bad, but it'd be a lot quicker, a lot more rough than the stuff I do for main commissions and for the website. So, but that's the process I use now for Yeah, I can turn down my speaker. Let me, while we'll do it on stream, let me plug in. Oh, come on, actually. Yeah, because I've got an input for maybe passive speakers. No. Oh, I think I have an adapter. Right, is that any better? I think I might assist it. So I plugged it into the iPad. I forgot I had an adapter for the mic that can go into the iPad, so it should be a bit better now. And if the mic's a bit loud as well, I can always turn that down. We just learn as we go. That's why I didn't want to kind of set a time and just go live, see how it is. Also, I want to see once that's done, how if it does save to YouTube, because I'm using a app on the iPad. So we'll see, and then kind of go from there. But I am actually enjoying it, to be fair. Finally get to just chat about things, because at the minute I'm not working, so I am just in the house by my lonesome. I've been just short of an hour, so it's not too bad. I thought I would get done quicker, but I've probably been yapping and not really putting in the work. But you'll see that, like, when it comes to covers like this, the cross shading, like the shading that I do, it doesn't take very long. It's more of like the portrait stuff that takes longer, where you have to be a bit more precise with the detail. That take longer, but this one shouldn't take too long. Put that bit in, make sure. So this one is done for the blacks. Now do I do the colour, or just do I do the cross hatching? I'm really not sure. I'm going to do cross hatching first. And for the cross hatching, I'm going to use the 0.005 on this one, and then once I've done that, we'll see if it's. Oh, I've got this bit here. And after I've done the cross hatching, then we will see if it needs the other stuff, like the colour, to help separate it. And I do have a video going out tomorrow. I just need to edit it, and it is the other set of commissions that I've done in the art books that have gone out yesterday. But sadly I didn't get a photo. I was so rushing to make sure I can get to the post office, get the videos and everything done, that I filmed all the videos. I didn't get any photos or scans, so I can't put them in my art book for next year, and I don't know what I'm going to do for the thumbnail, so I'm going to have to figure that out. But yeah, so that hand's done. Let's get on to cross hatching. Oh, perfect, this better. Yeah, I don't, as well, I could just mute one of them. I just didn't realize, I was waiting for a mute option to appear, but it didn't. I just had to slide it down. But now I've put it into the iPad, so hopefully it's a bit better. And that's one thing I know for next time. So for the cross hatching, I always now tend to kind of go just one line. I did used to do the full cross hatching, and it works, and it can work really well in certain things, but if it's in something so small and detailed like this, it just gets too crowded. And especially on the faces, I always, unless it's got really deep shadows, so if it was like an older person or half their face really in shadow, then I would use the double cross lines to help that become darker. But otherwise I would just use one single line, like on this side of the face going this way, and then this side of the face going this way. Sometimes I do forget and kind of get in the motion and just do it all one way. But I think it makes the face look a bit more softer and not as harsh, and it contrasted with all the other heavy blacks and shadow lines as well. It's a good break, a good contrast. So that's how I do it, and I've just learnt it just by doing it on one, realizing, oh, this actually looks all right, do it on the rest, and then kind of kept doing it. So it's all just trial and error. There's no real right or wrong way. I look at all other artists and see how they do it and kind of take different bits, but it's just trial and error, seeing which way works and you think works and works well with your style. Probably make these a bit thicker. Wear his gloves and some, yeah. Because even this like style I have here, just originated from me making paper stencils to print on clothes. Because I used to do merch for people and do it all DIY, like punk style. So I would have this cut out, all of this. This wouldn't be here. This would all be black. And then like cut this out, this, and then I ended up, instead of adapting my drawing to do that, I just drew with that in mind, and now it's kind of become my inking style of just heavy, sharp, jagged lines, and slowly. And I had a graffiti background as well, so these kind of exaggerated areas, I really like how it looks. So this is how my style kind of adapted to have this, and it's just over time, just different things. You try out new things, see how it works. How it worked well on this. Let's see if it works well on this and that, and go from there. So with this one, because this is like shade, I think I kind of messed up the lighting, to be fair. But we'll say the lighting's coming from this side. And then these were the bits I would do with the dip pen, but I'm just out of ink and the nibs were drying up, so I need to get more. I'll probably get some more soon, but there's other stuff I need and I can just use these pens for now, so that's what I'm going to do. I also say leave like a comment down below if you're watching live, like go in the chat, but if you're watching on a rerun, go down below and just say what kind of is the best days and times to go live, because I know a lot of people go live, so you don't want to kind of go over what their live streams are, but also it kind of gives me an idea, instead of like this one's random time, but when I want to do more of a schedule, what would be the best time for people to go live. And if like the setup's fine and everything like that. Because this face is really quite small, so I've only done a little bit, just kind of under the cheeks, across the nose and under the chin bit there, so you can see a bit more. Maybe I could change the view of here. Is that gone? No, it goes blurry. We will just leave it as this. It's annoying on this because I can't just zoom in on the camera, which I normally would. I only have the options that are on the iPad on this app, so it's like this view, really really close or really far apart, or the selfie. So this view will work for now. Where I always, with the highlights in the hair, I can tend to kind of go the way the hair would, so it looks a bit more like strands of hair. And then because this is like glass, I'm probably going to leave that clear. We'll do his foot, and then that one's done. I kind of like it without the colour, to be fair. That is Invincible done. Let's go on to the good old boy Spiderman. I was kind of worried that I did the webbing a bit thick, but after I've started doing this shading here, I think it's okay, because it kind of doesn't get lost in with the shading. And then here, because it's very heavily shaded here, we're going to just do a little bit of cross hatching across it, kind of give more of a blend, and then this side as well, just the single ones, because where it will get the shade on this side. Oh, thank you, Chunk. Yeah, head out. But thanks for joining the stream, the first like proper big stream that I'm doing, which is really, really cool. And if you give a shout out, that'd be crazy. Thank you. So yeah, you got, this is where like the head will come round, and then you've got the shadow here, so it wouldn't be as dark as this, but in my head it's kind of gonna have some shadow to it. And then where the mask, the eyes are, I'm gonna probably do something with the eyes, but for now I'm gonna leave it till everything's done. You've got these bits in the arms. This is going to be heavily shaded, so we'll do cross hatching, double cross hatching on this bit, and on this bit as well. Because then it helps with separating that arm to this, so this doesn't look like part of that arm. And this is more just how my brain is thinking while I'm doing it. I just do everything off what I think at the time, so it's not going to be like scientifically proven or a perfect tutorial, but it's just how my brain thinks. Well, I'm doing it after looking at different things and kind of taking information from different places and everything like that, but it always just helps sometimes just hearing what someone else's like thought process while they're doing a piece, instead of, oh, I just did this. I find it a bit more interesting, and more like value. With the Spiderman as well, I'm doing a lot of cross-hatching just in these areas because he's like more hunched over, so there's going to be more shadow, more darker areas than Invincible, where the light would probably be more hitting the surface area than here. Doing the arm, with this one being crowded with the web stitching, I'm going to do just probably single along here, and then double around here to add shadow of it going underneath this arm here. I don't know if you see too well me actually doing the cross hatching. I think my hand probably hides it a bit, but I just don't want to really mess with the camera, make it all shaky. We'll just leave it as it is, but it's something I can look at in other streams when it comes to the cross hatching look. If I can get a better camera look at it. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you like it. I'm sure you would have seen better. I'm sure. I'll bring up the camera a bit more so you can see how I'm doing the cross hatching in on this. And then again, this one is just slight openings in heavy black, so we're going to make it more of a grey with the cross in there. I kind of might keep the eyes clear, to be fair. I think it helps them pop and takes your eyes straight to them. These fingers might be quite hard to do just because there's so much going off, so maybe I'll just leave them. Oh, like just over an hour. It's actually not that bad. I thought they normally take me a bit longer. I'm not adding no colour to this one, so that will add time to it, but I think it took me probably just over half an hour to transfer the image and do the line work ready to start the stream. It's not too bad. I'm trying to get a bit quicker without fully rushing, but so I can get more done, more commissions, more stuff for the site done in the day. But it's more just me doing so many has made me get quicker instead of me trying to speed up and not do very well. Ooh, I don't know what that says, unfortunately. I think is it in Spanish? Los vas a colorear. If it's about colouring, I don't think I'm going to colour this one. I think I'm just going to leave it black and white because I'm really liking kind of how it's looking. And I'm scared that if I do the colour, it's not going to look as good. Because colour is one thing that I want to improve, want to work on. Different mediums, if it's I've used these FW inks for a lot of them, where this one's like a highlighter green that I use for a Geiger cover, and then I dilute them with water to get different shades, kind of using like watercolor, but they dry really quick and they are fast. I think it's called like fast sensitive or something like that. Basically, they are waterproof and they dry real quick, so I can do the pen over it and stuff like that, and they're completely fine. And when I paint over the pen, it doesn't make it bleed, so they're really good for that. And then I also use pencil color, which I've started using color pencils a little bit more because they're just quick and easier to use than mixing all of them colors up and with the water. And some of the pages that I've been doing recently, if I put too much water on it, it'll start to bleed through and it'll ruin the book. So I tend to not use it as much.